I'm Zelda, IFL TV, MTK Global. With me, I've got Paul Smith Jr. We're here today in Nuremberg. Just witnessed Callum Smith win his World Boxing Super Series semi-final. Firstly, put it into your own words how you assess tonight's performance.
He should set himself up for life by winning a fight and guaranteeing himself a final against George Groves, which would be a cracker. Number one seed against number two, and that's it. Listen, tonight's just about win by any means necessary. Just get there. Bothered about what anyone might say about him not taking chances or not going for it, whatever. Box well on the jab. A couple of little slippy moments here and there where he's got caught with silly shots. Switched off a little bit, but I think people are going to have to understand and try and put things into perspective. I keep hearing people saying Nicky came in at 5 days' notice and he only had 5 days to prepare for Callum. Imagine if he had a 12-week camp. If Callum had a 12-week camp for Nicky Olsen, he'd have banjoed him probably. You know, he'd have got there in the end. He was a tough man.
He was in camp to fight Chudinov as well.
That's what I mean. Everyone keeps thinking he stepped in at 5 minutes.
He was ticking over
off the couch. He stepped in. He's just stepped up.
Take no credit away from him though. He boxed pretty well.
He's done great, and they were delighted in the press conference, all singing and shouting at. But that was their world title going the distance, you know. And I'm not trying to disrespect him saying that.
Yeah.
You know, Callum moves on. That's that. That's all you have to do. I think both of them could have had 12-week camps, and the fight would have been well different. But it's all the pressure on Callum's brain in there, what people don't really understand, and what you're not going to really understand out there. You know, the amount of money on the line for this. You know, it's life-changing money, and it's a chance of getting into that final to become world champion. You know, it's every kid's dream. He's no different. You know, he wants to be a world champion, and beating George Groves will do that. So he's now there. The number one and number two seed today. He's the last semi-final to the two tournaments, and a lot of pressure. But he's through now. You know.
Let's cast your mind back to the Monte Carlo, the gala. If I would have said to you, Callum Smith will win his first round, his semi-final will be against Jürgen Bremer. Bremer will pull out. He'll have Nicky Holdings and then on to face George Groves in the final. Would you have taken that?
That's what we expected without being big-headed. You know, I don't like people who are big-headed with themselves, but I can be big-headed with him because he's my brother. And I expected that, and we expected that. But you know, again, people have to understand it. Even with George Groves, especially as well, it's a lot of pressure on these fighters in this tournament because of the format, because of the way it is. You know, there's a lot of bonuses, there's a lot of incentives, so to speak. There's you know. I don't want to go into too many details. But there's a lot of money on the line. There's a lot.
Would you describe it as drastically life-changing?
Of course. You know, people have seen the numbers. You know, people have seen the amount of dollars at the start of the announcement of the tournament, how much was going in the pot, and that's what these fighters are fighting for. You know, it's massive. But people have to remember also, like the cruiserweight division. There's one fellow with 2 titles fighting another fellow with 2 titles.
Incredible.
That's brilliant. That's what you want. In this, unfortunately, there wasn't that many titles in, but there's the WBA super title on the line. There's Callum's diamond belt. You know, it's Callum's chance to become a world champion, and it's Callum's chance to win the tournament, win that trophy, and really put his name up there. You know, he'll become Ring Magazine champion as well, I think, because I believe that'll be on the line because Groves is probably number one, which he should be after the weekend, last weekend. Sorry, Callum will be up there as well in the top 3. So why not fight for the vacant Ring Magazine belt?
Do you think there's more to come from Callum Smith that the fans may not have seen of him? You know him better, as good or as better than anyone. Do you think we've got more gears and more levels to him?
100%, but it's difficult tonight. That's a no-win situation, no matter what. You know, we've just all been talking together, me, Liam, Stephen, and Callum, and Liam saying the same thing. You know, it's a no-win, no matter what. If they come out and knock them out, the kid was crap, the kid was this, the kid was that. You know, the kid's strong and tough. The kid's used to getting elbows and knees and
his shins look like candle wax. They look like they've been smashed.
You know, it's like he's used to getting smashed. He was a tough, strong man. He kept coming. But as I said, you know, he was delighted going the distance. Callum was trying to. You know, it's like if you jab someone, and nothing comes back. So you jab again, nothing comes back. Jab again, nothing comes back. And you think, what's going on? You know, and then you jab the last time, and something comes back, and you think, I was ready for that 4 shots to go, but it never came. You're expecting it straight away. And sometimes you
was that credit to his rhythm that he could soak up them shots and throw unorthodox angles, or do you think it was just? Yeah.
Personally, what I believe, I think we knew he was going to be tough. You had to know he was tough. But the thing with Callum is what we drilled into him all week, and what he always is like as a person himself. Don't ever underestimate him. Always overestimate him. You know, Callum went in there tonight thinking he was going to be like, you know, Gassiev or Usyk. You know, you're expecting someone big, strong, tough. but why take chances? You know, it's a difference. You know, it's massive this tournament, and why take chances when you can get through? You're through. The final's going to be a barnstormer. Both of them are going to be wars. I don't think either of the finals will go the distance. I'm obviously backing Callum to win by knockout, but George Gold's a great fighter, Callum's a great fighter. They're both the top of the three at the minute, and it's going to be great. So that's where you take your chances in the final, when the money's in the bank, and there's no way of not getting to the final because you're already there. You know, if Callum would have lost tonight, where'd you go from there? You just lost to a kid who's come in from kickboxing, who's had 11 or 12 fights, or 13 fights, sorry, and if you lost to him tonight, there's, you know, it's a lot of pressure on his shoulders tonight. So I'm just happy he's dealt with it all. I'm happy he's through, and you know, Callum goes on to the final. That's it.
Callum Smith was taken straight to the press conference. We didn't have any indication in the press conference how his hands are. Now we're back in the changing room. Is there anything you can tell us regarding his hands that you guys have sort of discussed and know?
We don't think they're broke, but I haven't got X-ray vision, so I don't know. You know, you usually, as boxers with experience, you know what they feel like.
I think it's more of maybe a boxer's fracture.
I don't know. I always see these fellas on social media with photos of their hands after fights saying, "Oh, my hand's broke." They never get a cast, they never get an operation, they never put an X-ray up. You know, so I'm not going to say, yeah, he's broke his hand. I don't think he has, but
so there's hand swelling.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Yeah, it's swelling and it's bad bruising. It's really bad bruising, but
has to be expected.
This is just after the fight. His left hand's bruised. He laughed and joked before. Callum said, you know, I half wanted him to move his head and slip a jab because my hand was killing me every time I jabbed him. You know, he did him at right hands, clean on the nose. What should have broke his nose or should have hurt him. He just kept smiling and walking through. He's a tough man. He took a lot. Well, Callum took a lot with his knuckles as well. So there's a bit of bruising, a fair bit of swelling. He's sitting icing them up now, and until we get them X-rays or get them looked at by the hospital and by Hayton probably, then we'll find out then.
Would you like to have seen Callum been a bit cuter in there today? More feints, more head movement, more sort of trying to throw dummies and stuff?
I get badly nervous in fights when my brothers fight, sorry. A lot more nervous than when I fight myself. I just had a weird, horrible feeling from the first round because of the way the kid just kept walking forward and trying to...
When Callum's nose went as well quite early
I
on.
wasn't too bothered about that. His nose goes sometimes in sparring. It's just one of them things. It just bleeds. It's not broke. You just get nosebleeds. I used to get cut to bits in my fights. You know, Liam gets the odd nosebleed now and then. Stevens has a couple.
To be fair, Liam normally just laughs through it and
laughs through everything. That's Liam.
It's not right.
You know, it happens. Some people. I remember some of the amateurs and some of the other amateurs that used to box with the England team. You had to get them cauterised and all because every time you get just a tap, it'd go like a tap. Yeah. But as I said, I'm not a doctor. Hopefully we can get it all X-rayed and scanned when we get back. Fingers crossed, there's no problem because then we can get a very good fight on in June with Callum.
You're expecting the final to take place in June, you guys?
Hopefully.
Is that the general consensus?
That's the plan. That's what we're aiming for. That's what got mentioned tonight in the press conference. Fingers crossed it does, and you know, the George Groves' shoulders healed up. The cruiserweight final can go ahead. The middleweight final can go ahead because they're both going to be absolute barnstormers. The number 1 and 2 seeds in both weight.
Fantastic for the competition as well.
They'll both take the chances then.
Hey, we ain't come on to that yet. Can I come on to the trilogy?
That's Liam, by the way, because you can't see him. He's been taking the piss out of me every time I'm here because people keep saying hello or asking about the fight, and he keeps, oh yeah, when I boxed after Abraham. So I've been shouting Canelo to him and trying to wind him up as well because we've been together here for a week and he's been taking the piss out of me. It's been
we had some good memories here in Germany of them two trips.
We've had some great trips. We've been here loads now. You know, I remember coming here with Macklin when he boxed Felix Sturm. I've had 3 over here. Stevens was on the Chisora Klitschko one, which I commentated on. It was about 5 yards from that slap. Press conference after, I had the busies coming in my room.
Tripod.
I had the busies coming in my room at about 3 in the morning looking for David Day under my bed. You know, it was mad arm busies with dogs and everything. There's the old going. And it's a good place, it's a good country, I like it.
That was Nicky Holdscombe, by the way, just coming to say goodbye to everyone.
They've been very respectful. They've been nice people.
Conducted himself very well.
Yeah, I had a little nose on Instagram when I seen that Callum was fighting him, obviously, and I saw his little lad. His little lad's a fighter, he's in great shape, and I went over to him before. I said, I've been watching you on Instagram. Keep it up. He's a nice kid.
Fighting, Paul Smith Jr. is also taking on the gloves. We can see him here getting involved a little bit. Is it all right to pan on him?
Go on, go for it.
How we doing, lad?
Good time.
You ready to follow in the footsteps and be the next fighting Smith to take to the big stage?
Yeah.
Ready, lad?
He's just had his medical cards. He's boxing in the Rotunda now, and they're training him. And you know, it's.
How does it feel to
hard.
see you, lad?
That's what I'm trying to get to. It's hard because I think he was always going to have a bit of talent. Now, I haven't taught him anything. I don't take him on the pads. I sit and discuss tactics with him now and then. And I give him little basic stuff like, look, a jab, a straight shot will always beat a hook. You know, little daft things like that. But I don't want to pressure him. I can't stand pushy dads. I don't want to pressure him. If you want to box, then fine.
A very tough one, isn't it?
Do it properly, you know, and he's showing a lot of talent straight away. But I don't train him. I don't take him on the pads. Just like any other dad in the country, I hold my hands up, let him punch you. But then I'm done. And I'm seeing massive improvements in him when I do have a little nose in and see him on the pads, I think.
Is that due to the work at the Rotunda, the club that you guys have come through?
They're a great club, they're a brilliant club. You know, I've moved about 15 minutes away from where I used to live with my mother and that, a bit further out. And I drive past probably 6 or 8 gyms to get up to the Rotunda. It takes me half an hour getting down there through the traffic. And I drive past 6 gyms to get him there because if he's going to box, go in there because that track record speaks for itself. You know, he's getting the game now. He's starting to understand about it. He's shouting tactics when he's in there, and he's loving it. And although I wouldn't want him to do it, the opportunities we had as kids, I'd seen the world by the time I was 18 and didn't pay a penny for it. Boxing for England, representing the country. I made great mates, you know, I'm very good mates with Matthew Macklin, just to name one. I met him when I was 14 on an England squad in Birmingham when we met up to fly to South Africa.
Some man though, isn't he?
We went to South Africa together. He never had his front tooth at the time. He'd lost his tooth, which I lost mine when I was 15 as well, about a year later. And we went to South Africa boxing for England, and I've been close with Macklin ever since, and we're good mates, you know. If you can go through that and meet good friends through boxing. When he started his first session, I said, look, you've probably just gained 20 mates that you'll probably have for a long time now by just walking in a boxing gym. So
incredible, isn't it?
As long as he's happy and he wants to do it, then by all means do it. I'll never push him, but I'll always back him and help him and just make sure he does it properly because it's a dangerous game.
I wouldn't expect anything less. Paul Smith Jr., thank you very much for the TV,
Nice
mate.
one, mate.
Always
Good
a
to see you
pleasure.
all week again.
Thank you, mate. See you soon.